So then, this is the Cavendish House department store in Cheltenham town centre, which is sadly closing down. So this is going to be my last ever chance of exploring this iconic building. So let's go. As you know, this is the last original department store left in Cheltenham and is sadly closing down. As you know, Cheltenham lost 2 other department stores over the last few years, with the likes of BHS in 2016 in the Regent Centre, and then years later or before they lost Debenhams in the Beechwood Arcade, which is now incorporated into a John Lewis and Partners. And with that Debenhams closing before the John Lewis arrived, that closed way before Debenhams went into administration. And of course, there was a Littlewoods here before, which is now known as Primark. And of course, this building is going to be closing down, so it's going to be a huge miss to Cheltenham town centre itself. Now, however, you might realise that there's going to be photos in the video which aren't owned by me, because due to unforeseen circumstances, I am unable to film live in this building, so I do apologise for that, and I just hope that you're going to enjoy this video of this awesome epic department store. And of course we're going to be doing the Urbex of the lifts and of course the escalators. The only parts of the store which I couldn't manage to get years ago was the original basement level, and that had been closed down for many years and hadn't opened ever since, until this day when this store is going to be closing down for the final time, which is this month. So here we are in April, and this is going to be a very sad time for Cheltenham, because as you know, House of Fraser is starting to decline, and most of the stores have been acquired as Fraser's, with the branch in Telford. And of course, if you remembered, I did Urbex of House of Fraser stores previously in Solihull and Wolverhampton. So if you haven't seen those ones, click the links below to watch the Wolverhampton and the Solihull branches. So anyway, let's go exploring in the building. So then, here we are in the Regent Arcade on the upper level. If you want to access House of Fraser within the Regent Arcade, you have to go onto the upper level of the shopping centre where TK Maxx is. You can take the lifts or the escalators up onto the upper level, and then you're facing the clock as you go up the escalator, because the clock is located when you first enter the main atrium of the Regent Arcade. So once you get to the top of the escalators, you then turn left, and then the House of Fraser store is right in front of you. And if you take the lifts, you just go straight ahead, and the House of Fraser department store is right in front of you. So anyway, now let's crack on exploring the shop. So then, we're now in the restaurant area known as the Bridge Cafe, and here's the entrance to the store with the traditional Cavendish House logo. And it's a shame that they're going to be closing the store, because as you know, they've closed a lot of House of Fraser stores over the years. So the only nearby House of Fraser stores you'll have now is the one down in Bristol at Cabot Circus, and also the one in Worcestershire. And of course you'll have the Birmingham one, which was formerly known as Rackham's, and also Sutton Coldfield, which was known as Beatty's. So we're not sure if the Bristol one's going to close yet, but I'll let you know when there's going to be closures on future House of Fraser stores, even though I won't be able to get to most of them. But as you know, I always do my best here on Joe's Bus Train Plane Lift Adventures. So anyway, let's crack on with the video, guys, as we start exploring the shop itself. So then, here we are on the little mezzanine level of the first floor of the department store. So this is the women's wear department as you walk in from the Regent Arcade. And so we're on like a small little platform, and we have to then take a little platform lift to take you down onto the main level. And this is a Phoenix platform lift with Leicester controls, and of course it has the Thames Valley Voice. So we're going to take the little platform lift to go down onto the main sales floor on level 1. And it's such a traditional department store. It's a shame that the store is going to be closing. But however, you'll still have John Lewis and Partners in the town centre. And of course, there's still M&S within the town centre. But that's not classed as like a major department store compared to this one. Because this is one of the best traditional department stores. And it's a shame that this retro department store is going to be no more for Cheltenham. And I'm very, very disappointed that House of Fraser is closing this store, because I've been in this store for many, many years now. And it's a shame that it's closing for good. And so anyway, this is the women's wear department. So anyway, let's crack on with the Phoenix platform lift. Platform lift at House of Fraser in Cheltenham, Cavendish House.
Lift going up.
Do one. Capacity 400
First floor.
kilograms.
Lift going down.
400 kilograms. And back down now. It's a Phoenix lift.
Ground floor.
And that's it. So then, we're now heading for the lift. This lift here was an old Otis lift with pop-out buttons. But sadly, this lift got decommissioned years ago, and I never managed to film or ride this lift. As because there's a lift round the corner, which is the only remaining working lift in the store, which is an Otis lift with the Drewsgrove voice, and I'm going to touch on that lift later on in the video. So it's a shame that this lift got decommissioned. If they kept it, it would have been modernised by Paragon, or maybe an Ecodisc, or maybe Otis like the one round the corner. Okay then, here we are down on ground floor level of the department store. And as you probably know, on the ground floor level, there was like a small mezzanine area, and on the mezzanine area there was like a Virgin Holidays travel agent, and then that moved down onto the lower ground floor level, and now the Virgin Holidays, I believe, is no longer within the store. And as you know, Virgin Holidays are like only at like standalone shops and also online as well. And the interesting thing about this building, that it also has Expel Air ceiling fans as well. And so shout out to Joe Mercedes as well. And please make sure that you subscribe to his channel. I'll put the links in below if you want to watch his videos talking on lifts, trains and ceiling fans, etc. So anyway, this is like the ground floor area where the menswear department is, and of course where the cosmetics, the beauty and the makeup department is as well. Here is where the second old Otis lift used to be, and sadly this lift got decommissioned and walled up, and so that means there's only one working lift in the store. But however, I do have video footage of when the lift was in operation. And I believe they got rid of it because of it breaking down a lot and they couldn't afford to modernise the lift. And if it would have been modernised, it would have been modernised by a lift specialist or maybe an Ecodisc or a modern day Otis. or maybe a Morris Vermiport. And it's a shame that House of Fraser is starting to decline in most of their stores in terms of their lifts as well, because they decommissioned the Otis lift in Solihull, which was for both staff and passengers, and then they just converted it into staff only. And it's like House of Fraser don't really want to care about maintaining lifts these days, apart from like Fraser's when they've got the contract with Paragon, because Paragon maintain a handful of lifts within the Fraser's business, and that also includes with Sports Direct as well. So it is a shame that this lift no longer works. So anyway, let's crack on with it. Alright. Wow, just look how old this is. Anyway, let's go to number 2. Anyway, this is the lift at Cavendish House in Cheltenham. This is the old lift. The old Otis one. Here we are. 1. Nice old floor here. There's the old Otis escalator. 2. Capacity 10 persons. This is a classic version of an older Otis. This is the top floor. Just look. Vintage. There's the motor. Oh. G. Wow. Vintage old Otis lift. Oh, basement's locked off. And that's it. Okay, this is where the old Otis lift used to be, here at Cavendish House in Cheltenham. Of course, the lift is no longer here, as it is now vanished. So there's only one working lift in the store, which is modern day Otis. The other old Otis has been vanished last year. So then, here are the old Otis escalators, with the awesome signing warning people to stand clear of the yellow lines. Hey, that's something like you would hear on the train stations, or maybe on the London Underground, or maybe at Blackpool Pleasure Beach when you're going on Revolution, when the voiceover goes, "Please stand behind the yellow line." So it's a shame that House of Fraser in Cheltenham will be closing, and of course we'll be losing these Otis escalators. And shout out to Love Lifts, and if you want to watch her channel, I put the link in description below for you viewers to watch her channel. And I hope, Love Lifts, you might do a farewell to this department store, or maybe do the farewell to the lift, the only remaining lift working, and also the Otis escalators. Anyway, let's crack on. Okay then, these are the escalators at the Cavendish House department store in Cheltenham town centre, and these are Otis escalators. Very nice old Otises. Stand clear of the yellow lines. Very nice. Nice old retro. Let's go to the other escalator. We're having a talk the music out in here. Talk. There used to be a lift around here, but there isn't anymore. And there's the motor for the escalator. So this is the one. We're just going to wait until that one's clear. And this is also an Otis escalator. There used to be another basement in this store, but there isn't anymore. Let's go up. Nice Otis. This is a very nice department store here in Cheltenham town centre, known as House of Fraser, as it is today. And here we are on the top floor. So then we're back at the other original Otis lift. This was the first original Otis lift to go out of action for good. As you can see, the pop-out buttons still survive with the indicator, but the doors have been boarded off. And it's a shame that they've lost this amazing Otis lift, because due to the fact round the corner is the lift, which was a goods lift and then got converted into a passenger lift. So anyway, here is the other lift. This is an Otis. I think this was an original Otis lift when it was a goods lift, and then in 2005 the lift got modernised into a passenger lift and added the Druscove voice, and this lift does go up to the 3rd floor, but you need a key to go up further. And this has 2 sets of doors. The rear doors are for like staff only. So anyway, let's crack on with this lift now. Okay then, this is the lift at the Cavendish House department store in Cheltenham town centre. And this is also connected up with the Regent Arcade on the 1st floor. Here it is. 2.
Going up. Doors closing.
Capacity 2,000 kilograms, 26 persons, and this is an Otis, built or modernised 2005. Maintained by Paragon.
2nd floor.
2nd floor.
Doors opening. Doors closing.
3rd floor's locked off.
1st floor.
1st floor.
Doors opening. Going down. Doors closing.
Druscove voice, I think this is. Then we'll send it back to ground. Then we'll send it up to ground floor.
Basement.
Basement. Here we are on the
Doors
basement.
opening. Doors closing. Doors opening. Going up. Doors closing.
Very nice. Very nice, Otis.
Ground floor.
Ground floor.
Doors opening.
And that's it. So then, here we are on the basement floor level of the department store. So this is the basement of Cavendish House, and this is where they're selling like suits and trousers. And of course there is Expel Air fans as well, because as you know this shop has a lot of Expel Air fans, ceiling fans of course. As you know, I had the addiction to ceiling fans in my history, but never mentioned it on Joe's Bus Train Plane Lift Adventures, but I'm now happy to say I've now decided to mention this on Joe's Bus Train Plane Lift Adventures. So it's a shame this iconic building will be gone for good. And as you know, this isn't the only department store that had 2 basements, because you also had the Beatties building in Wolverhampton city centre, but Beatties is now moved into the Mander Centre in the former Debenhams department store to become Fraser's. So then, here are the pots and pans within the department store. So anyway, these pictures are all from Google Maps, as I am listing during this video. Okay then guys, this is it. I hope you enjoyed this urban exploring of the iconic department store Cavendish House in Cheltenham town centre. And the closing down date is the 11th of April next week. And the doors of this old department store will be closed for the final time. So the lights will go out, everything will all be switched off for the final time, and the store will be empty. So the countdown has begun for its final days of trading. The announcement was made on the 11th of March. So this will be the end of an era for this iconic store. And this store has been here for like over 200 years. And this is it. The end of an era of this iconic store. So this store opened in 1823. So it's been here for a very, very long time. And now this 18th century department store will be closing its doors for one final time. So after being at the centre of town life for so long, discussions have ranged from memories over the long history of the 201-year-old store to hopes for its future once the House of Fraser moves on. So, shout out to my YouTubers, Black Country Traveller, Love Lifts, also Joe Mercedes, and of course Random Stuff by Noah. And Love Lifts, hope you do a farewell to the store before it closes, to include the lifts, to include the lift and the escalators. And it is a shame that this store will be closing for the final time. So anyway, here's to the future. Cavendish House from 1823 to 2024. That's it. End of the line. And thank you for watching. And please be sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel, Joe's Bus Train Plane Lift Adventures. We will be uploading more and more exciting videos in the next upcoming days and weeks. Thank you for watching.